Hello, welcome to Iggy's Toy Parade and Soldier Review. I'm your host, Iggy, and today we're going to look at the Girder and Panel Building Set by Kenner Toys. Now, this particular toy is copyrighted, or trademarked rather, in 1957, and it's manufactured by the Tenor. Here I go, guys. I should call it Iggy's Stammering and Stuttering Review. Uh, let's not get carried away with that, Iggy. All right, I grudgingly grant you that point. Huey, stop with the nonsense. Okay, let's just start over, okay? Hello, hi. What was I saying? This playset, aptly referred to as Girder and Panel Building Set, was manufactured by Kenner Toys, Kenner of Cincinnati, Ohio. It's trademarked in 1957. If you look at old Sears catalogs, you can see the various sets that they offered. This particular set is set number 2. And I had one of these sets when I was a boy. Now, I don't think I had this set, because the set I had included this structure that you see here. And look how big they made. I'm going to show you something. Not quite the same thing, is it? Anyway, I think they passed a law forbidding toy manufacturers to do that because it was misleading to children. They thought they were going to get something really big, and it ended up being really small. My brother got tricked by that. Do you remember the 100 toy soldiers for $1? My brother was all excited to mail away for that, and when he got it, he opened it up, looked at it, and threw it out because it was these tiny little figures. Not only were they tiny in size, but they were not three-dimensional. Is that the right way to describe it? They were flat. And my brother thought he was going to get like regular sized army men, which he should have known better because it was only $1. But when he got the set, he go, "Oh, this is not for me," and he threw it out. I was thinking about getting him a T-shirt that had the advertising for that, because remember in comic books, they always advertised the 100 toy soldiers for $1, and then it went to $1.25, and I think after a while they just couldn't afford it, and kids were wise to what was going on with that. But so anyway, they're not. All that was just to tell you that it's not that size. This is not the scale. Anyway, it's called Girder and Panel because you get these small upright girders, cross girders, and panels. And then you get a masonite board, which you see here, and you insert the upright girders into the masonite board and then connect them with the cross girders. And when you are finished, you attached these panels, and you could create HO scale sized modern buildings like you see here. Now, let me show you what I was going to tell you I had this set when I was a kid, except mine was different in that it came with gray pieces of road. And I don't see that play set on this box, so it must have come later. But I think I got my set in like it was before Hot Wheels, I remember that. So it was probably like 1962, 63, because when G.I. Joe came out in 64, that's all I could talk about was G.I. Joe. And so Mom didn't buy me another one. But it was a fun play set. I remember really enjoying setting up, making different buildings. And I would put Christmas lights inside the building from the back, and you turn off the lights, and of course this was at night. You turn out the lights and the building would light up. It was really cool. And I also used Matchbox cars for the road, because you could create a road that would go like through the building, and there's just multiple ways that you could put together. I think it also came with a booklet showing different designs that you could put together. So this is the box. I think this sort of 1950s style box art is always a lot of fun. So let's move this up, and this is the building I put together for you guys. And I'm not sure why I decided to do this, but I think I was running out of pieces, so that's what I did. So let's show you that, and then after we finish looking at this building that I made for you, I'm going to show you how it was done. Of course, this is the masonite board, and this one that I bought is in very good condition. You know, the paint is not coming off or anything. Now, a lot of my roof pieces that have the skylight, you can see they're all crushed in like this. There's a couple that are still intact, but most of them are damaged like this. Okay, let's spin her around and we'll take another look at it. Taking a class in modern architecture. And here's the interior of the... I was hoping to find my Hot Wheels Batmobile and have it parked in here, but I didn't find it. Okay, guys. So that's my building. So let's look at the upright girder. And that's this piece here, as you can see. It has these little nubs here so that you can attach your panels. And then it has this almost like a castle top or tower top to snap in your cross beams or cross girders. So let's just set it up right here. You plug it into the board thusly. It's not hard to do. Even little kids can do this. And even Higgy can do this. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. It's hard to see when you're looking through the camera, isn't it? Okay. There. You got a nice close-up of my age spots. Here, I'm not going to look at the camera while I do this, otherwise I won't be able to do this. Okay, so we'll show you how that snaps in, allegedly. Is it in? Oh, it's in already. There's something I could... Never mind. Not going to say it. Well, it was easy up until this point. I think it's because I'm not really seeing this very well. And I think it should be done two-handed. There we go. That one snapped in. It should make a snap sound when you have it incorrectly. Okay. That one went right in. Let's do this. Okay, there it is. And this is one of the panels. And you'll see two little nibs, or excuse me, three nibs. There's one there, there, and over here. And all you do is just pop that right on there. Like that. And like that. And then over here, this is the last one. And there you go. That's how it's constructed. It's very easy. Your kids would really love playing with a set like this. I think that this has been re-released. But instead of red beams like this or girders, they're blue now. I think some of them are even yellow. So there you go, the Kenner Girder and Panel playset, circa 1957, by Kenner Toys. They also made bridges that you could that were motorized, so that you could have a drawbridge that would go up and down, which was kind of, sorry, I'm waving like that. Um, so that's all I've got for this one. I do want to give you a public service announcement for those of you who uh, picked up this video because you enjoy building things like this. I need to forewarn you that the majority of my videos concern military miniatures, 1/6 scale figures, 1/32 figures, and so on, 1/72. And so I don't feature normally a lot of things like this. And I notice that there's people that have subscribed to my channel thinking that it's going to feature one thing, and then they start looking at what I have and they unsubscribe. And that's always kind of hurtful. When you think you have a certain number and you really don't, because people are like, this guy sucks. I don't want this. So what does Iggy really like to show on his channel? Well, I'm really into G.I. Joes and other 1/6 scale figures. I also like Star Wars and Star Trek and Indiana Jones. Now, I'm kind of worried about the Indiana Jones movie. I think it's going to put the nail in the Indiana Jones coffin. The pre-reviews are indicating that the movie is really not that good. And if it bombs, it will probably put Disney, uh, at least their film department, out of business. It might do irreparable damage to the Disney reputation and financial well-being. They've spent a great deal of this one coming up. They spent more money than the original trilogy. So if it tanks, it's not going to go or bode well for Disney. So I'm kind of nervous about it. And the reason why critics and fans that have seen it say that it sucks is because Indy is portrayed as bumbling, indecisive, not very adventurous or brave. In other words, he's not Indiana Jones. He's just a doddering old man stumbling around, and his goddaughter is the hero of the film. Well, I don't want to see that. I don't know about you, but I'm not interested in that film at all if that's what they're doing. So I'll reserve final judgment for when I see the film, although I'm very nervous about it, to be truthful. And if it bombs, I'm guessing that's going to be it for Indiana Jones, unless they reboot it with somebody else. I thought Chris Pratt would make a good Indiana Jones. But, that's just Iggy's opinion and doesn't mean anything. That and 10 cents would get you a cup of coffee. Okay, guys. So I gave you the public service announcement to warn you that this is an exception to the rule, what you're seeing today. And unlike a lot of the things I've showed you, this is actually original vintage. This is not a reproduction. And what's really funny is that the box is really old. When I picked it up, it flopped open and all the pieces came out, as you can see here, all over the floor. It took me a long time to pick it all up. I was mumbling quite a bit while I was doing. So we talked about the public service announcement. Okay, so if you're interested in military miniatures, why not hit that subscribe button? Oh, also, I have to warn you, if you haven't seen my videos, is that I kind of stray sometimes when I'm talking. and go off on a tangent or into the weeds, so to speak. And I tend to forget things, and I stumble and stammer, stutter, the three S's. Well, I didn't want to be the SS for obvious reasons. So that's it. This is Iggy saying so long, folks. And thus concludes another chapter of Iggy's Toy Parade and Soldier Review. Stay tuned for Iggy's next episode. Same bat time, same bat channel. Adios, amigos.